I was so not ready. I was not ready. I just started writing a few minutes ago. So, did I ever tell you about the story of when I was a serial career changer? A serial career changer. When I was a little girl, I was always asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? That was always the question that people would ask, because they would say, you're so smart, and they would say I was so smart, I was so gifted in school. And so my answer would change all the time. I always had different answers. I wanted to be an engineer, I wanted to be the governor, I wanted to be the female MLK Jr., I wanted to be so many different things. I wanted to be a preacher, I wanted to be a teacher, wanted to be a whole lot of different things. And my mother always would brag as I was growing up that she was with the same company for 5 years, for 10 years, for 20 years, for 30 years. That was her thing. But my thing was, I didn't want to be at the same place forever. The one life, one career imperative for me just had no merit. And so, as a matter of fact, my first job was the local candy store. It was my store. It was a shoebox that I had outside of our apartment, and my products were the candy that I bought for a penny from the candy store and the pom-poms for your skates that I made. And so the candy, I only sold it for a penny, but the pom-poms, those were the feature items. But when I sold out that very first day, the store closed, because I am a serial career changer. And so it's important to me not to keep the same hustle forever. And so throughout school and throughout college, I just kept changing the thing, like I wanted to be a biomedical engineer, and so I was at Villanova taking engineering courses and couldn't figure out why I didn't feel like reading all that stuff. I was just like, nah, I can't do this engineering stuff, the computer stuff, so I was like, just finance. And so I left when I graduated from college. Now I got to start working. And so the interviews I really didn't want to do, because the interviews, they were going to ask me questions like, how long are you going to stay? And for me, it wasn't going to be that long. And so I didn't want to lie, because, I still am a preacher at heart. So I'm not lying, but I really don't plan on being here for 20 and 30 years. And so my first job was at a collection agency as an account specialist. But I couldn't sell them because they were new. Nobody wanted that company. Well, I can sell really well, but I couldn't sell them, so that didn't last long. But I knew not to quit, because you can't get unemployment if you quit. I knew that much. And so they fired me, and so I had to start all over. And so eventually I became a lender, because I got a degree in finance. So I became a lender. And so people wanted me to work for them. Investors wanted me to be their lender, and I did very well. I had very good relationships, but I'm a serial career shifter. And so family members of mine got in some trouble, and I decided, hey, I'll stop working for a little while, and I'll come move in with you and help you out for a while. But then my car got repossessed, and I had to rethink the career shifting thing. And so, but I'm very young at the time, and so then I started working for a company, and I started regaining relationships, and I started doing some great things, and then one day as I'm traveling, because they're sending me all over the place, I'm traveling, and I'm running, because at the time I ran a lot. And so I'm running, and I'm the only black woman running, all these white folks, and this guy, I was in Nashville, and he sees me running with all these white folks, and I'm leading the pack running, and he says, don't you quit, That's not something you say to a serial career changer. And he's like, don't you quit, don't you quit. And so that stuck in my mind all these years, don't you quit, whoever he was. And so along the path of me continuing to be a serial career changer anyway, I keep him in mind to say, I quit when I get ready to quit. But don't let any obstacles make me quit. So I choose the quitting time. I don't let the obstacles or tough situations make me bow out before it's quitting time. And so along the way, I started doing other things. I went to another company because I'm a career shifter. And so when I went to this other company, though, the obstacle that came up for me was I was traveling way too much. I was flying home, first class, tired because they had me traveling 85% of my time on an airplane. People think first class travel is so great, and it was the worst experience in my life to travel 85% of my life. When the flight attendant said you can't get up before you get off because the plane is landing, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I couldn't get up because the plane was landing, and I had just awakened from a deep sleep, and I peed in the seat. I want to tell you, when it's time to change careers, don't wait until you have to pee in the seat and embarrass yourself. When it's time to change, get up out of there. If you have it in your head that it's not time to quit, just go ahead and quit. Don't embarrass yourself. That's my time.